Keeping well? Uh, well, you'd be pleased to know my hands are much improved, but as you may notice, around about here there's a bit of swelling. So, unfortunately, I'm going to need a root canal. Some of the roots have died and they got infected, so I'm all elephant man right now. But that's not the end of the tales of my woes. So, as I was getting that checked out and discovered about the root canal, someone did a hit and run on my car. So, I'm also having to deal with all the insurance and all that to get it sorted. But then I discovered this game, and my outlook on life got so much improved. Now, this game's called Lushfoil, photographic photography sim, and it's just perfect. Really, I've only played one level. I've played this one here, but as a virtual photographer and a photographer, this is like the ultimate tool to practice and learn both the art of composition, of getting your exposure right, and it also perfectly encapsulates the experience of just going out for a shoot or taking pictures, just going for a walk. I don't know how it will translate to a stream, so hopefully this will be entertaining for you, but I really wanted to get this out. I mean, I've only bought it, I think, Wednesday. I think I bought this game, and hours have flown by. Yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying just walking around the same location. Now, on this location here is the one I've been going on. As you can see, there's two different times of the year that it's in. So you've got the winter one, and you've got, say that's spring or summer, maybe. But I've thoroughly enjoyed that experience, and I thought for the stream, we'll jump into somewhere new for me as well. But one thing I'll need to sort out is the volume, because that music was very loud. So when we get into it, I will adjust the settings, and then hopefully you'll be able to hear me properly. So, music. Is there a volume on this? There is. So music. Let's drop that down a lot. And then we'll need some, because there's a good chance I'm not going to do a great deal of talking. And just to give a caveat to that is simply because you don't when you're walking around with photography. But yeah, why is this so important? The whole point of this channel is to introduce people to virtual photography, and also to show photographers what is possible within computer games. And one of the things that virtual photography did for me was it allowed me to learn. Well, no. It just introduced me to the joy of taking pictures. I'd always enjoyed it, even as a child, with a tiny little thing with roll of film that stuck out the side, and this tiny little viewfinder that was literally just a frame of plastic. Most of the things I took photos of ended up like a pinprick in the end results, if they came out at all. But I loved it. And then through virtual photography, I started to get that again. And at first it was just, oh, that's cool, I'll take a picture of that. And then I started to see more things to take pictures of. And it became a really great way of practicing. Granted, I didn't realise I was going to buy a camera at that point, but that's what I was doing. And then I got a camera. You have to learn all the technical stuff that goes along with that. It's not that complicated. Just Google exposure triangle, and the rest is just your artistic expression. I mean, there is a lot of depth to that, but that's the general gist of it. Check out the photographic eye on here. They don't, as far as I'm aware, they don't stream, but they do videos. They're also on Instagram as the same name, and if you want to go down that rabbit hole, that's a fantastic place to start. Pat K is brilliant for all the technical side of things as well, if you want to look into that. But what this game shows, or I hope will facilitate, is for you photographers who are looking for a place to practice, or you're curious about it, this is a good stepping stone into virtual photography. And you may think, well, why do that? Well, there are some fantastic worlds out there. There are things you will never, ever take a photo of out in the wild on this planet. Whereas in computer games, you're exploring people's imagination, and therefore there's so many more photos you can take than you could imagine in the real world. And for virtual photographers, this is a chance to become familiar with a camera without spending well over $1,000, which I think is a fair opportunity and well worth going, because I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience as a photographer. Other things to note, as far as I'm aware, only one person made this, and kudos to them. They did a beautiful job. Yes, there may be some quirks in it. They are very, very minor, bar one. And that is, it does not save to the usual place. So it doesn't, you can save your photos, you can view them, but they're all within game. So it doesn't go to your normal photos. But the rest of them, I don't know if it's user error or not, so I'm just not going to mention them. But without further ado, let's crack on with it, because I have not seen this place. I'm going to go this way. I mean, instantly I like that. Now, the other reason I want to...
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. How are we doing? Good to see you again. Oh, that's not going to work. Hang on. No, wrong button. That button maybe? No. How do I do?
Fine. Have to study a lot 'cause of exams. Son probably not gonna be here the whole stream.
Oh, that's alright, man. I'm alright. My hand's getting better. My fists, I didn't do any permanent. It's on the mend, so that is definitely a relief. But unfortunately, I've got a bit of an infection, so my face is all swollen. And yeah, I'm due to have a... So I'm trying to work out a button that will allow me to move this thing. Move camera display. So let's move that up there. So yeah, I need
to hear.
Thank you, mate. But yeah, I'm going to need a root canal on one of the teeth there. And as I was getting that checked out, someone did a hit and run on my car. So it's been... Tuesday wasn't a good day. Let's just say that. But these things are sent to try us. That really doesn't seem to make any difference.
No way.
I know, right? Fortunately, I was able to get some CCTV footage.
Is it a big damage?
There's a scrape along the door and on the rear quarter on the passenger side. And I think there's a slight dent in the door. I'm pretty sure there is. But nothing major. But I've given the footage to the insurance company and I've got it booked in to be repaired on the 11th of June. So, because it's drivable, you know, there's It's perfectly safe to drive, so there's no concerns on that. But it's just a lot of faffing about, really, to get all that sorted. But, well, you need the bad times to appreciate the good. If I can get a better angle on that, a more interesting one. I think that's a bit better.
Damn it, still gotta sort it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty much done from my part. I just need to contact...
Wouldn't have the energy to care THB.
yeah, but she's my girl. I love that car. And I don't know if it's to do with the town or city I live in, but this is my my fifth time where someone's done a hit and run on one of my cars. And I've only just got my insurance premiums back down, you know, my insurance cost back down, so I don't want that, you know, someone else's mistake to cause my insurance to get more expensive.
Damn, you're unlucky.
I know. Mental, isn't it? So sometimes I wonder why me, but there's a fantastic comic strip, Olga the Horrid, I think it was, and there was one scene where he's on this cliff and he goes, "Why me?" and then God goes, "Why not?" And that is so perfect a statement. So yeah, I may be unlucky, but why not? Generally though, in all seriousness, I am a very lucky person, and I think what happens is that I just have a string of bad luck and then everything goes pretty well again. I mean, don't get me wrong, my life isn't perfect and there are many things that could improve, but generally, yeah, I'm doing alright. I do want to deeper focus. I'm going to focus on you. I'm trying to get some separation here. And what this is... Yeah. But yeah, this... I don't know how this is going to work out as a stream. This game is purely a photography simulator. So there's not a great deal of excitement, there's no story or anything like that. I just really wanted to share it. So any feedback, mate. If you get bored, let me know. If it turns out to be the perfect background to you doing your studies, let me know. I may not stream this again, unless this becomes insanely popular. But I've just thoroughly enjoyed playing this game. Actually, I've got a cunning plan. Again, I want to focus on you.
It looks fine.
Cool. So, I think about there.
I get why you like it. It looks pretty real, TBH.
It's brilliant. It really is. I mean, I bought it on Wednesday, and I've been in a different location in this game, and like I generally only play for 2 hours a night, so this is me sharing my entire gaming session with you. And both of those 2-hour sessions have just flown by, and it's just been really enjoyable. So the other reasons why I like it is it's got all your controls in a way that I understand. I do tend to do them in large format though. So you've got all of the different controls. So I've got it in manual mode. This is your shutter speed. So the quicker the larger the number.
Looks like something you would enjoy.
Yeah, I am nerding out so much. But it's also a great way for photographers to get into virtual photography and learning or discovering a new way of taking photos. That's what I hope they'll get from it. And this is possibly the closest I will ever get to Australia. I have nothing against Australians. It's just I have two beliefs. One, 24 hours is way too long to be on a plane or to get anywhere. And two, I'm pretty sure if it moves in Australia, it's going to kill you. And that kind of puts me off as well. I'd love to say that opinion will change at some point, but at the moment, I'm quite happy where I am. Just sitting there playing this game.
True enough.
But yeah, how are things with you though? Is life treating you well?
How much did it cost you?
This cost me just under £12, which is insane, because it is so tremendously good that I would have happily paid more, in all honesty. It does deserve a greater paycheck, but I also respect the fact that the person who wrote it isn't greedy. Oh, I can't get any closer than that. That's a bit annoying. Let's try. No, it has to be there. Look, I mean, as you can probably tell.
Not the worst, except for the studying I'm pretty fine right now. Nothing special.
Oh, well, that's always a good thing. If nothing's wrong, then life is good. I mean, studying, it's just a part of life, I'm afraid. It will prove beneficial in the end. What am I trying to do here? But to be quite honest, with the amount of
Got a new idea for a game. But I have to study, so I don't have time for it. And I already have like 3 games started.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do have your life ahead of you, so there is time, but I would recommend jotting down the idea. Just writing it down as much as you've thought of so far, so when you do come back to it, it will hopefully spark the rest of your thoughts. And really sorry, but I'm getting hot, so I'm just going to take my jumper off. Give me a moment. I managed to do that while keeping my propriety, so that's good. But yeah, as I say, writing it down will probably be good. But I am curious, if you don't mind sharing your idea. Actually, no, this is not the right platform to do that, just in case someone steals your idea. But it is good that the old creative juices are flowing. I really don't know why I just folded my jumper. It's of course a habit, and I'm also noticing how bad that is. Wow. So swollen. But anyway.
Oh, it's nothing special. It's more like a practice game. I wanna try to learn more.
Ah. No, that's fair enough. I've been trying to learn about AI. In my field, I don't think it's something that will benefit me, but it will benefit the company. So it's well worth having a go. Even if it just turns out that I just become some sort of guide. Not so much a trainer, but something along those lines, like a consultant. It may be worthwhile, but it is really interesting.
Been thinking about some puzzle game, where you can switch places with an object you tag, and or remove gravity from it. Some fun puzzles, cool.
That sounds cool. And Portal on Half-Life 2. That was a student. They just came up with an idea, and Valve thought, that's a fantastic idea. We'll make a game out of it. Actually, I think they featured it in the game first, in Half-Life 2. I think they featured that in that first, and then they made the whole game. So yeah, you could be the person who has the next big idea. So definitely worth a go, even if it is just to practice.
Some like really simple graphics, like a stickman and a small color palette, so it doesn't take too much of time and could have its charm.
That's a good idea. I mean, as we've learnt from...
Surprise, buddy.
Oh my days, how are we doing, Rogue? Oh, that's fantastic to see you again. I hope life has been treating you well.
Hello sir at Rogue Wobbly Gaming.
So what are you doing with yourself at the moment? I'm going to stop asking questions because of course you need time to actually type the answer. Sorry.
Hello buddy, in good mate you.
Yeah, not too bad. I've been through the mill recently, but apart from that I'm alright.
Hello at Ainlai.
Because if I move this, you can see there's a little bit of swelling around here. So it's not quite an abscess, but there's an infection there. And I'm going to need a root canal. But as I was discovering that, someone did a hit and run on my car. So I've got all of that to deal with as well. But as I was saying to Ainley, it's like, yeah, that really sucks. But then I found this game and suddenly I'm generally quite happy.
WTF.
I know, right? It's just Milton Keynesians. They just, if they do a hit, they just don't want to pay for it. So they just leave it to me. Because this is my fifth one. The fifth time I've had hit and runs on my car. Which I think is a little bit off, to say the least. But I was able to get CCTV footage. So I've sent that all across to the insurance company. So they should sort that out for me.
People don't like you, haha.
Yeah, I know, right? I swear it's Division telling people how much it hates me.
That's what I thought, XD.
They just don't like me having nice cars, that's all. Although that's not true, because two people did hit my last car, which, although was a good car, I never bonded with it. Let's turn this around. But yeah, apart from that, I've been out most weekends just taking photos. Really starting to get to grips with it now. But even if my pictures don't, aren't very good, and only I like them, I still enjoy the experience. So that's the main thing. So what are you playing at the moment? You still on Destiny?
Hello sir. WTF. People don't like you, haha. That's what I thought, XD.
YouTube's doing its thing.
Mate, lol.
Yeah, YouTube's got a really, really strange thing. where it tends, if you send a message, it will read the last few. But yeah, the thing is, like, as a hobby, it's very expensive to get into. But ever since I bought the camera, I've barely spent any money at all, because I'm out taking pictures all the time. Also, I've lost a bit of weight as well. Not that I had a great deal to lose in the first place,
Haven't
but
played Destiny in nearly a month. I've been playing FC25 and WWE, and dipping in Division 2 here and there when I can be bothered.
yeah, I had a little bash on it, what, last week, maybe? The week before? Because it's not manhunts anymore, but you know what I mean. But just one of them took me probably about 2 hours to complete, and yeah, I just haven't been back to it. Not that it was rage quit or anything. I thoroughly enjoyed those 2 hours, but I've been playing Need for Speed Most Wanted, which I will stream on here because I said I would. Actually, that's the reason why I wasn't streaming last week. I just didn't feel like it, and just played that for a
We need
few
a
hours.
Division 2 night again soon, mate.
Oh my days, yeah, it's long overdue. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. What I'll do is I'll message you to arrange it, because I think that would be cool. What do I prefer? I prefer the cleanness of that. Get the grid up. Set that a bit better.
100% mate, please do.
Yeah. As I say, it's long overdue. And I will remember to message you the night before, rather than, oh, I'm just going on, do you fancy it? Because I know you need a little bit more time than that, so yeah. I may not be better, but I know I should be. Oh, this is a difficult one. So we're going to set it a really fast shutter speed. Actually, I do want a little bit more there, so I need to up the ISO. We'll go with that. And another thing about this game is it's like having a memory card, so you do have to clear them from time to time. I think I still preferred that. So what I'll do is I'm just going to do the little trick that allows me to share these to social media, which takes a little bit of time, and then I will clear the majority of the pictures. Because you may notice that the square button has a strange jump type icon to it, and what that is it's like a fast travel to said picture. So I don't need that, because I don't need to fast travel to the ocean. I'll keep that one.
Doesn't Division 2 have a DLC coming out soon?
Yes. Is it the 28th of May? I think. So I will be getting that. Because I bought this game with a voucher that my brother got me for my birthday. And it's still...
Not sure, mate.
I think it is. And, well, it's definitely around the 20th. Between 20th and the 30th. And that still should leave me enough money for the Division DLC. So, yeah, that's pretty decent. So it's going to be a short one, mate. Don't expect it to be the Warlords of New York sort of size, but it should still be good. Well, it's just something new. I think that's most certainly worth a play. Because Division is well known for just the same thing over and over again. But we love it. That's the thing, is it's every time I go back to it after a long period of time, I'm reminded how good that game actually is.
They stopped or cancelled making Heartland, right?
As
I swear
far
I
as I'm
heard
aware.
that somewhere.
If that's the PvP one, then yes, they did. But the mobile one, I've not heard anything about it. So I don't know if that's still on the cards, but it's long overdue if it is. Because I've got it on pre-order on Android. Which is an odd thing to say because it's a free game, but that is... I suppose it's just so it downloads ready for when it's launched.
Pre-register, you mean?
Pre-register, that's the word. Yeah. Because I didn't think you would need to, but yeah. Let's say I'm not fussed about it. But if they do bring it out, I'm going to be a very happy bunny. Because I think that's the thing I've been excited about the most. Is being able to play it on my phone. And because it's a lot more like... It's like a mix between Division 1 and Division 2. And be like a... Maybe intended to be like a trial run for Division 3 on some of their ideas. Which is, I hope, will cement it as a definitely will be produced. But yeah, I've not really followed it any more than that, to be quite honest.
Well, they announced Division 3, then it's been all quiet since.
Yeah. Well, it's... Was it 5 years? It took them to do Division 2? I'm pretty sure it was. 5 years between the game, because as soon as they launched Division, they started Division 2. And I'm pretty sure it was 5 years apart. So, yeah, it's 2003, I think they announced
I think it was around 5 years or so.
Yeah. So yeah, it's most likely going to be around 2027 that it comes out. But yeah, we just have to watch this space, I'm afraid. Ubisoft have never been great at communications. Oh. Oh my days. Dodgy little video cam. Come on. Oh no, I don't even know what this is. But they're images, they're not videos. Okay, hang on. I've got an idea. Need to work out how to bring that up. Nope. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Paddleless exit is that one. Okay. So we're all the way back here, but what was that thing? Got to work out. This is a brand new game to me. I've only played it twice, and I didn't have this function on that one. So let's see if we can work out how to bring that back. I don't think any of that will do it. None of those. That's just that. That doesn't do anything. Got your zooms. That's just... no. Okay, I don't know how to bring that back. Oh, tape. Yeah, I'll play with that later. Possibly when I'm not online. Okay, now I have to remember how to get out of here. But yes. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, there are many, many things that Ubisoft are not good at. Including letting go of the idea of live services. But I did quite enjoy Avatar. I mean, I'm still playing it. The Final Frontier, which is another game I promised I'll stream, so I will do that. But that one is not a live service. It's like Far Cry.
God, did you see the new Expedition game?
No.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Oh, yes, I haven't seen it, but I've not clicked on links, but I have seen there are articles about it. But yeah, what's it about?
An ex-Ubisoft developer made a studio which made Expedition 33.
Oh.
The game is a masterpiece.
Oh my days. It just... and that's the heartbreaking thing about Ubisoft, is they have access to such tremendous talent. There are some...
literally the best story I've ever played. Better
Oh,
than
wow.
RDR2.
Wow. Oh, okay. That just goes to show what can happen when you don't interfere with your developer team, and when you don't... well, it's as I said before, they're money men and women, and they just ruin things. And it's such a shame.
You have to play that off stream.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Well, that can be my next purchase then. I'm a little bit annoyed by that bit of tree at the top there, but we have AI now, so I will be able to remove that. Or can I get away with that? Just don't... oh, hang on. No. Sorry, this picture is taking way longer than it should.
It has turn-based combat, but it's a good turn-based combat. You have parry and dodge, so you don't just stand there and wait for the opponent.
That might redeem it. I mean, you know how I feel about turn-based games, but if it's that good a story... nah, who am I kidding? Yakuza Like a Boss was a fantastic story, and I still just got so fed up with it. I stopped playing. But it is a thing that I can just watch someone on YouTube do it. Actually, would that work? More like that.
I know, I literally turned it off 10 minutes after starting 'cause of the combat. But then I saw a video of how good it was.
Okay.
I'm glad I turned it back on.
Oh, you always put a good case forward, Ainley. You have an amazing ability to make me spend money. Which is almost as bad as the photo mode reviewer. He does the same. He's the reason why I bought Atomic Heart. Which, although was an entertaining game and good for photo mode, well, no, had a good photo mode, it was just a bit full on for virtual photography. But yeah, as I say, Ubisoft, this is to you people. Leave your developers alone. Just give them money. And stop shoehorning things that you think will make you money. We would have had Division 3 if they hadn't messed around with the massive studio so much. Because they're the ones, if I remember rightly, who made Star Wars Outlaws. Which probably would have been a fantastic game if Ubisoft hadn't got involved. But yeah, going back, Frontier.
Doesn't matter if you play it, just gotta feel the story.
Oh yeah, I'll
The
definitely
chat
watch
not
it.
reading lol.
Yeah. I am more than happy to watch a video on it.
It is now.
What is Hermit? And chat it not reading it. Yeah. The chat is not reading. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I was hearing chat. Oh.
The chat wasn't reading, it is reading it now.
That's strange. I didn't actually notice. Because I thought it was. Because that's how I was able to communicate with you. But maybe it wasn't coming through the channel for a bit. But if the... I think it's on the console. If it believes you're swearing, it won't read it. But I can't actually see... Yeah, you didn't swear at all. So
Just try the game, play it at least 2 hours of gameplay. If you don't like it, you tried it and watch the video.
yeah. It sounds like I'd like it. I love the fact that this game is giving me regular sun
If you
cream.
don't like it, it'll send you 50% of the cost XD.
That's very good of you, but no, I wouldn't ask that of you, mate. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I just think if you want those sort of games, there are tabletop games. There's Dungeons and Dragons. There's all sorts of things where,
Can't tell you how good of a story it is.
yeah, well, if it's better than Red Dead Redemption 2, then it's going to be a fantastic story. Because I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, wow. As you can tell, I'm more of a portrait person than a...
I'm just waiting on GTA 6.
Oh, my days. That's next year, mate. We have got time.
I know.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing, but...
Not the height of GTA 6. I would rather have RDR 3.
Oh, that would be astounding. But yeah, we've probably got another decade before that comes out. Because the amount of detail they put in their games and the amount of Easter eggs and all that, it's always going to be a while. Oh, will they? Hang on. I'm trying to get a picture of the dolphins jumping. But I probably will, because they came out at the same spot both times. But yeah, the...
King of photography.
Yeah, I like that. How are we doing, Paddy? Hope you're keeping well, sir. Yeah, I'd love to say I am, but I'm not. But I enjoy it, and that's the main thing. Whereas you are the king of
Hello,
speed.
sir, at Mr. Paddy. All fine, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I've got some antibiotics, so hopefully the swelling will start coming down soon.
Hello, sir, at Ainlai.
I've got a date for the car to be picked up to be repaired. So that's quite cool. Ah, didn't get the shot I wanted. It's not until
You can win this, sir.
100%. We've got this. I mean, this is a part of photography. Set up a cool scene and then wait for a subject to come along. And hopefully you won't get cramped before that happens. That's the idea. So I was a little bit early then. They don't seem to want to set up where I want them to. So I'm going to adjust to there. Drop down, which is not actually a tidier picture.
Some photographers wait years for the optimal photo.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because you need the right light, you need an interesting subject, and you need God to go, yep, take that one. But as they say in the film industry, as I'm dealing with now, never work with children or animals. Because they keep coming up at the wrong spot. So where they just came up would have been perfect for the last frame that I had set up. But yeah, it's why I think quite a lot of the photos that I take in real life are a bit flat. Because I don't really have subjects. I don't often take pictures of people. And I mean, yeah, I take pictures of flowers and that sort of thing, but there's quite often I see cool things and like cool frames or cool leading lines and just nothing for them to lead to. But I am still very honest with my photography. What you see on Instagram is literally my entire journey. It's all of the pictures that I take, not just the cherry-picked ones. And I'm not saying that as a, oh, look how integral I am and stuff like that. No, I literally use it as cloud storage. it's far cheaper than buying loads of hard disks and stuff like that. I mean, I do have an external hard disk for the raw photos and so on, but it's
Clever.
yeah, man. I am very good when it comes to saving money or not spending it a great deal unless I actually need to. But the point I was going to make is I'm an exception to the rule, but most photographers, they will actually take hundreds or thousands of photos to get those good ones. And it is just a part of it. You know, the majority of your photos will be experiments. And that's fine. You know, push the boundaries and it'll either work or it will increase your photographic vocabulary and eventually you'll get a good one out of it.
If you save enough, you can buy a PC and iRacing. Join us for the 24-hour Nords in the Cup in 3 weeks, slightly smiling face.
Oh my days, 3 weeks. Do you know what? I came very close to accepting the idea that maybe I am long overdue a PC until I discovered that it would be about £3,500. No, I'm not paying that much. I know I would love to join the PC Master Race and have a separate photo mode to be able to play, take photos on games that don't have them. I would love that, but £3,500 is a lot of money for a I would like to have. But I'm going to move on because I've now got 3 or 4 pictures of that. But it is tempting. I'm not denying that, but yeah. That's a huge chunk of change when I can do everything I need to do on my PS5 and my phone. Which is still insane to me. The fact that my phone, I can do video editing, I can record and produce music, I can do all my photo editing.
I got mine for 1.7k euro, minus the graphics card which I carried over.
Ah, that's why you saved a lot of money. The graphics card alone is about £1.5 or £2,000, I think. It was something eye-wateringly expensive, but I need a monitor, I need a case, I need a PSU, and of course I'm going to go for at least 900 watt. Hard drives and memory, keyboard and mouse I'm sorted, that's not a problem. But yeah, it's like graphic cards are so insanely expensive. I would have accepted it during the chip shortage, but they're just taking the mick now. It's like, oh well, people have paid that price, so we'll just keep it at that price. And I don't like the idea.
Really true.
Absolute liberties. I mean, businesses are businesses. You can't.
Costs are massive. Have a 3070. Also, the 3060 have gotten relatively cheap.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at the. Ainley, you recommended it. Was it the 490 RTX? 480 RTX? One of the two is what I looked at. Because I want ray tracing. I've seen a video of how good Cyberpunk can look, and I want some of that.
4070 at least.
Ah, that's the one. Yeah, 70.
4060 is really bad.
It's just so expensive. And yeah, I don't need
Any
it.
XX70 and higher.
Oh, okay. But that is a long way off in my future, if I ever do. Like, maybe when the next generation comes out, but I can't see it happening. Depends on what they start charging for the next generation of consoles. Because I've got quite a few things I can trade in. Oh, okay. That takes me back here. Right. I'm
I
thinking...
am curious about PS6.
Yeah. They worked with AMD, which will be quite interesting. So it does sound like it's going to be quite a jump. But if they start charging £700, which is still far, far cheaper than a PC, then it may be worth starting that journey. You know, just like getting random parts.
Let's see if Intel actually goes for GPUs now properly.
Ah, yeah. But they have to. Really? You know, they're really suffering this time round. So they've got to up their game.
But I'm thinking about buying an Xbox. Sony has really bad subscription. If you play all the exclusives, it's really bad. Would be a game changer. Monthly games added are really bad.
I've actually had some very good experiences with the PlayStation ones, but the thing is the whole idea between... I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, by the way, but PlayStation's subscription
Compared to
service...
Xbox Game Pass, they are adding most of the new games into Game Pass.
Oh, yeah. Most certainly. But I will counter that with... You can have Game Pass on your PC. So why buy a console? As I said, I'm very good at saving money. So, well, no, I'm not. But I'm very good at not spending it. But going back to what I was saying about the PlayStation one, is what they do is they put games on there for...
That is true.
Yeah, it just saves you a lot of money. And when you look at the exclusives for Xbox, which they are generally really good at, you've got Gears of War, you have Forza, you have Halo. Was Halo exclusive? I think it was. And probably a few others that I'm not aware of. But yeah, they don't tend to do exclusives. Well, they certainly don't win them
Forza
as much.
moving to PS.
Oh, all of them are moving to PS, actually. And Gears of War, I enjoyed the first two. Not so much the third. I never liked Halo. Which is probably why I don't like Destiny, because they're very, very similar games. I'm going to change location. This is an exploring one, so let's go to... I want to go to Southern... No, I do want to go to Southern Iceland. PlayStation... I mean, Sony do have some fantastic games. But again, they're coming across to PC, so... It makes sense for someone like myself as a console gamer to move across to PC, but I don't really see the value apart from the absolute convenience of it. of coming to console. I mean, I myself, I just got sick and tired of upgrading and driver issues and stuff like that, but I don't think you guys have the same issue anymore. Most of those kinks have been ironed out. So I think the reasons for me moving across would not really apply to you guys. And the only reason I haven't moved back is because it's 3.5 grand. That's a huge chunk of change. As you can tell, I still haven't gone over it. That's just... no. I mean, yes, I understand inflation. I understand it was probably 20 years ago since I bought anything like that. But I didn't pay anywhere near that price.
For what, sorry?
For a PC. 3.5 grand to buy a PC. That's just too much. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't... unless you want hassle-free gaming and only use it for gaming, and that you're sick and tired of upgrading or like all the
3.5k. For
yeah
what? NASA Top 500 PC.
that was for a 32-inch widescreen, 2 terabyte hard drive, 16 gig of RAM, a 4070 RTX, a case, and a PSU. That's what it came out to. So that, I think, is just a little bit too much for... too rich for my blood, as they say. Right, let's just get these pictures.
Damn.
Yeah, it was... yeah, no. Either that, or the website I went on probably weren't doing me the best deal. I didn't get that focus right. And I don't really mind.
You could buy a 1K notebook for some decent performance.
Yeah, I just don't like laptops. But you are right. Right, let's start deleting. I'll keep that one, because I'm curious about something. Delete that one. Definitely delete these, because they were just nope. Those are just experiments. Did I open that one? Just in case I didn't.
My 1,7K includes a water-cooled 14th Gen i7 slightly smiling face that will last for a good while.
Oh. How have I got this picture so wrong? Maybe I need to look again. Because as I say, that was the price mine came up to. The spec I did, but it sounds like it's maybe overpriced a little bit. Right, what have we got on here? So drop that. I'll have that. Now that's on 800, so that should... it just looks so flat. Let's have a little bit of a... exposure on that. I do need to up that though.
And it's 5 gigahertz.
Damn. Yeah, I think maybe I need to look into it a little bit more. Right, let's just drop that before I... Oh. Okay, let's walk around southern Iceland. This has got such a Death Stranding vibe to it, with all the black sand and everything like that. But I can see why so many photographers come here. I mean, just look at that. That's beautiful. Go with 5, drop that down a bit.
It does.
I loved that game. It was such an experience. No, I do want more of that black sand. No, I don't. What did I like more about this?
I enjoyed it as much as you did.
No, I don't. I think it's partially because I enjoyed the photography part
Still
of
have
it.
it downloaded, but didn't finish it yet.
That's fair enough, as long as you still played a large part of it. But
With asterisk.
some games just resonate with you. But I like slow-paced games. I like games that just have feeling. So they don't have to be full on. And plus, you're a far more skilled gamer than me, so you need greater challenges. Oh. Okay, so just range of brightness and darkness. So there's a darkness. It's basically contrast. Okay, we've got that. I'm learning things. And white balance, that's just lower numbers. Oops. So yeah, lower numbers are more blue. Higher numbers are more orange.
It's not about difficulty, it just doesn't engage the player too much. The combat is really made for me, for example.
Yeah. I've got a heart in the way, actually. Yeah, it was a little bit. I get that. Because it's not even that you needed to time the strikes or anything like that. It was just... Oh. Okay. I can only guess on this one. I'm trying to remember, to be quite honest. It was very, very simple combat, and I don't think there was any nuance to it at all. So yeah, I do get that. Tips. Natural colours may be too distorted if the LUT filter is too high. Adjusting white balance before applying LUT can help keep colours correct. Okay. I'm trying to remember what that should be. I don't think it was 4.5. I think it was 4.5 was the right colour. But let's get out of it. No, it wasn't. Okay. So it was 5.5. $6.5. Okay. Okay, so we've got the exposure correct. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, and I think I've said before, the interesting thing about that game is it's so incredibly slow to start. It's only when you get near the end that it really ramps up. And the story gets intense.
Distraction comment.
Yeah, it's very, very easy. I am
The
distracted.
game looks really cool. I might get it myself, man.
Yeah, it is literally just walking around taking photos. And literally of whatever you like. And it's just chilled. I mean, you've been watching for about an hour now. Does it feel like it? And this is exactly what photography's like. You just walk around, see what looks good, and take your picture. That's nowhere near as good as I thought it would be. And there's many things you can do in photography. So you will have seen me muck around with a few things, but the focus, for example. So I'm going to bring that really low. Now, the thing that is always confusing is the lower the number, the wider it is. So the higher the number, the smaller it is. Now, when it's really wide, and I don't know if it's like micro vibrations or anything like that, but it causes more things to blur. And if I bring this really close, everything is blurred. And then I start moving it forward a little bit. The background is still blurred, but oops. This part is quite in focus. And then do something a little bit strange like that. I do need to drop down a lot more than that though. You can do something strange like this. I don't know why I'm tilting my head actually. Oh, it's gone for flash. That's a bit not what I wanted. Can I recreate that? So yeah, the rock at the back is a little bit blurred. Actually, I do want to get that center a bit more in focus. Because that's the main picture. Well, so what I'm trying to do is get diagonal lines for the corners. But I need to drop that down a little bit more. Which was about there. And it looks really bad in the bit at the top. It might actually be. Let's have a look. Ah. So that was the flash one, which turned out horrible. That one also turned out really bad. Okay. But yeah, it's a really nice way to while away the hours. So, I'm going to up that to about 800. Bit of noise there, but it's a foggy day, it doesn't matter. Angle's right. I'm a little bit too far back now. Now I'm sorry, I'm going to go off camera a bit because I am too blind to tell if that's in focus or not. There we are. And then bring that round again to the right sort of angle. A little bit back to bring that thing in. That's quite good. I quite like that. Still got that strange anomaly on it. But, as I said before, this is written by one man. And the game's only... it'll probably be like 12, 13 euro, something like that. So, really cannot complain. Oh. May I actually get a picture before he gets collected. I quite like that little dude. So what I'm going to try and do is try and get a sense of this. Oh, hang on. Yep. That's fine. How do I get rid of that? Exit tutorial. There we go. So I'm going to move a little bit to the right. What I'm trying to do is frame him really nicely against that corner. Actually, ha! Let's see how that turned out. Really poorly.
Well, that was fun. One of the bins on my street was set on fire.
Oh my
Fraser
days!
knocked on my door to get me out to help put it out.
That's crazy. Who the hell did that? It is scary what some people do. Did you get it out
No
though?
idea.
Jeez, mate. That is crazy. It is a mad world that we live in, my friend. But no one was hurt. That's the main thing.
Where do you live, XD?
Yeah. He lives in the same city as me. I'm actually going to take that picture. Keep that picture, sorry. I actually rather like it. Got a strange feel about it. I'm going to try it again and change the exposure and so on, but I rather liked that.
Yeah,
So
it's out. The fire engine came out as well after we had already got it out. Lol.
Still cool though. You guys are heroes. So drop that.
We think someone has out a lit cig in the bin.
Oh right, yeah, that sounds more like it. As he said in Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does. Now this is difficult doing it on using an analog stick, but trust me, it's far harder doing it in real life. So yeah, this thing's a collectible. That's cool. Yeah, we switched from Australia to southern Iceland, and suddenly we were reminded of Death Stranding, just to catch you up on the conversation. I don't know how much you missed. You may have missed me discussing how eye-wateringly expensive PCs are, and then we discovered maybe the site I used were not getting me the best deals. But I'll get your input on something, Rogue. Would you say, if you had a good gaming PC setup, would it be worth going to any of the consoles? Oh, wow. Uh, I don't even know if that's a cool picture. Hang on. What we're doing, we're on 4. We definitely do not want that kind of contrast when we've got everything like that. Probably increase the shutter speed. We'll decrease that actually. No, I won't. Bit bluer. Not that much. No, that much. Yeah, we will. I can do that. I can probably drop that. That's too much. Need that contrast. Well, there. Yeah, that was fascinating. Are you still there, Rogue? I've kept quiet just for you to think and answer, but oh wow, I leave footsteps. That's cool. And then we want to bring that back up, 6.5. Probably decrease that because there's not so much snow. And we okay, that's not coming out as I was hoping. So get rid of a lot of the distractions. Put at least one of them on the intersecting corners. I want to move it about there, so we've the little rock clip at the top ends on one of the thirds as well. I feel like that's not bright enough. He says making it darker. We'll go with this, I think. There's way too much noise there. And that's another thing I've loved about sharing this game with you, is quite often I'll show you a scene like this in photo mode, and I'll go, yeah, so I'm looking at this, I'm maybe going to do a 2x3 portrait or landscape, and on this I can just show you. So yeah, I'm looking to have this image here, but have it as a portrait. And then I'm cut out those rocks there because they're a bit of a distraction, so it's nice and clean. And bosh, that's what I'm thinking about. Those, all the times that I natter about how I'm going to do the picture in post-production, I can actually show you the composition because I've got the shape. It's just a camera. In fact, no, I can't do it here, but I've also got different lenses as well. So many options in this game. Okay, so I think contrast definitely needs to be upped, because the game is doing some strange things. I wonder if this... Now I'm just going to reset everything. Make sure that did actually. There we are. But before I make the same mistake, I'm going to put that to large. And I'm going to change that to manual. But apart from that, it is pretty much stock. And what have I done since? I have, well, delete that one because they're both the same location. I'll delete that one because it's got strange lines in it. It's a shame because it would, I took ages to take those pictures. There we are. I'm going to grab that one as well. Eventually. Oh no, this is the one I wanted to take. And what I'm doing is I'm using the share function in PlayStation, which is why I keep waiting for the menu to disappear. And the odd thing is I can't quite tell if these are a match what I was seeing when I took the picture, which I suppose is similar to real life. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to get rid of those eventually. Yeah, I think we have lost Rogue, you know. But yeah, what I've been practicing recently in real life, and I'm going to jump back to Australia to show you, it may be a bit easier. Let's go to photos and see if this works. No, it doesn't. Oh, okay. Worth a go. I've been interested in what's known as tone values, and it's a concept by a photographer called Ansel Adams, and it's basically the different shades between white and black, absolute white and absolute black, and I've been trying to incorporate that into my photography. And it does tend to give it a more 3D sort of view to it. It's got a lot more depth to it. So if you look at this, you've got like the really bright greens, you've got the really dark greens, you've got the mid ones as well. I can't really show you, oh I can. So That's more your mid. That one, this one here is your light. You've got your dark green here, which I don't know if you can quite tell. See the cursor? About there. This is pretty much your blacks. And there's no whites in the pictures, but I'm trying to look for those for when I take pictures. And exposing appropriately for those. So this is probably a better example, even though there isn't any whites per se. It is quite interesting. So as I say, exposing for it, I'm quite happy at 100 shutter speed because I'm not holding the camera. So imagine this is on a tripod and you can do really low speeds like that, and that's very, very cool. So we've got like brighter ones. So if you see on the left third, vertical third, round about the middle of that is probably the brightest tone. Then you've got the rocks below it are slightly lighter. You've got the very dark above that. Then you've got the blacks. So you've got loads of different shades in there. I'm not saying this is an interesting picture, but it's a good example of it. The sand I would class as the white, even though it's not white, it's very close. Probably incorporate that into it. I think, oh dear, wrong button. I think it's a better picture as a portrait. What I was interested in was the shapes in the sand, which I can't incorporate. Another cool thing, I would love to use those birds as an example, but it wouldn't quite work. Of things you can muck around with. So I'll put that on manual. We are going to slow this thing right down, which will make things very difficult. And drop that down to 50. Because I'm on manual, I can't do the exposure thing, but I can increase the contrast, which I don't think I can do on my real camera. But yeah, when you take this picture, so that was a 2-second exposure. It's quite a long one, and which, because I've done that, I am going to increase that quite a lot. Drop that down to about 5, bring that up to 100, make sure everything's fine so I don't make the same mistake when I'm trying to take a different picture. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, because of the long exposure, it's got a bit of a milky texture to the ocean. It makes it much, much smoother. And it's because the shutter's long, but the subject's still moving. So that's how you get those really milky waterfall shots. But you need to be clever with your aperture for that sort of thing. Not your aperture, your ISO. Yeah, ISO and aperture. Try and keep it quite dark. And you need a tripod for that stuff in real life. Yeah, if there was a waterfall in this, I would show you it. Yeah, even though this is a really, well, quite a small map from what I've discovered so far, I could still see myself spending hours in it. Few little birdies. Makes that scene a little bit more interesting, and got some fish at the bottom, so I'm going to get that as well.
Are you this slow or can I go faster in the game?
Yes, so you normally walk slow, hold down this trigger, and you run. You've also can hold down circle to go really slow. I mean press circle and it will toggle to really slow, or you just walk at this speed. But yeah, hold trigger to run. Why so is it? Oh, that's... I was wondering what that aperture was.
That's still pretty slow, but guess that okay for this kind of game.
Yeah, you don't need to walk fast. There is absolutely no need for it. Because there's not any objectives. Well, there are. To be fair, there are a few things you can do. So if you go to extras,
Always maximum speed.
always. But you'd find in this game, you don't really need to. So I've just found this, which is a set of pictures for me to take. So let's just clear some of these. Right, let's just look at these first. Did this one have fish at the bottom? Because I think that I was happier with the... I think I was happier with the birds in this. Yeah, there's no fish in that. Although, to be fair, you can't really see him in that either. Okay, so we are going back to... No, I definitely prefer that one. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I haven't used the run, because I have. But there are very few occasions where you'll want to. So let's tidy up some of these. Pretty sure I got that one. Let's have a look. I did. Cool. So yeah, so far, these are my favourite picks, so I'm keeping them. But what I found with this... If I take this picture... it will actually bring them all up there for me. So I can now delete that. I have this as a reference. So the first one is actually one I've already tried to take. Cool, that shouldn't be too difficult. So Castle Rock, really easy one. It's just here. And even though I've already taken it, I took it before the challenge was started, so we're going to drop down. Set up about there. And you hear the little bell to say, yep, that's one. And then the other one. Oh, actually. As I said, sometimes this game glitches. There we are. Maybe I was wrong. I thought it was this one. So maybe it was further over. No. Yeah, that's the handy thing about keeping some of your photos. Is you can fast travel to them later. This takes me up to the road, which I think... Was that the way to the road? So what's this way? Well, I'm not fussed about doing this challenge all in one go. Because, yeah, you're hiking and gaming at the same... and photography at the same time. It's just about exploring the area. And if you go too fast, sometimes you can miss things. I mean, one thing I like to do in real life is if I go a route, I like to go back in reverse. Because you'll see things you hadn't spotted the first time simply because the light's different on the way back. So things that looked pretty mundane while you were walking there could look really fascinating on your return. I've really forgotten what those photos are though. So coastal beach, that'll be an interesting one to get. Where is that rock one? That I think... So this one I think I know. I think that's a similar location. I remember seeing it. I don't remember where it is. That I'll kick myself when I find it. And that one is one I think I just took the pictures of the seagulls, but I don't know how to get up there. Unless I get the drone in this game. I mean in this level. Yeah, for one guy, he created this beautiful game in Unreal Engine 5. He's put little secrets in there. He set up some wonderful pictures for you to take. And just because he likes going on a little wander and taking pictures. So he thought he'd create something so we can. I do feel indebted to him for it.
That's what you are gonna be saying about me, lol.
What's that?
When I make a game XD.
100%. Just one guy did this amazing thing. That's what I'll be saying about you, mate. And I'll be grateful to you for it as well. I am quite excited to see what you managed to produce. Once you've finished all your course, well, your education and so on, and you go out into the world and start programming and making games. I'm looking forward to that day. When I can say I've played a game that Ainley helped build. Or did all himself. That would be fantastic. Oops.
If I do make a game, lol.
Yeah, I think you will. But whatever you end up doing,
I would have to stick to one idea for that to happen.
you don't have to. It is more than possible that you can flip between projects. Whatever inspires you at the time to continue with is what you do. I knew you could... Ah, mate. You know when you have a feeling? I knew I could get up here. It was just that picture challenge. And that suddenly makes that coast far more interesting. And here we are. And what I like about these challenges is it's not rigid. You don't have to take exactly that photo, it just has to be similar. Although it didn't like that. Okay. Maybe I'm being proven wrong, I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh. Okay, once more like that. I would do it more like this myself. There we go. And generally, I quite like that. As you can probably tell, I tend to favour portrait more than landscape. So I'm happy to delete that one. Let's have a look at it and make sure the exposure's right. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, that's a good exposure. I'll most likely raise the overall exposure in post, but that's got good colours to it. Did I get that one? I think I did save that one. These are just for the challenges, so I'm just going to delete them. Because I'd rather do this now than when I'm needing the frame to take the picture. But anyway, I think it's worth having a look around here to see if there's anything. Because it sounds like there's something down here that is not a seagull, but it's definitely a bird. What I'm liking here is the different directions of the rocks, which is why I was ducking down to block those ones there. Actually, that's probably a bit more extreme, but works even better. So you've got this one here that's going down that way, and then all the other ones in the background, I suppose mid-ground, are all going that way. So I quite like that juxtaposition. I think I can probably capture it more like that. I don't think that worked. Getting it and not moving that while you're doing a trigger is quite difficult. So I'm going to go back to my question at the start of the stream. Is this quite boring? Or is it quite therapeutic? This stream. To watch someone just slowly meander around taking pictures.
It's actually fun.
Oh, cool. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate. Because I'm having a great time. I am very much in my happy place right now. I mean, as I say, I can't say this is going to be a regular thing, but it might do. But I still intend to show you guys Need for Speed Unbound and the Avatar Final Frontier, because those are the games that I said I would. And I enjoy them, I still play them. There's a nice little alcove. Ah. And more sun cream. This guy's a legend. Because of course you should reapply sunscreen every 25 minutes or something like that. I did not expect to be able to walk around here. That's cool. Actually. Turn, damn you. Thank you. I don't know how far out I can go in this. Because of course there will be boundaries. I think I'm a little too far out. So So I'll continue on my little experiment. So I am going to end the stream in a few minutes, so might as well spend it doing something in the name of science. And I've managed to sunk down in my chair again. I only just noticed that when I saw my picture. My little video feed. Ah, here we are. Now the reason I was wondering that is that I wanted to see if you could get a picture of the whole island. Are there trees? I was wondering if that was a city skyline for a moment. Yeah, not really anything interesting there, but something like that maybe. No. So let's return to the beach. Yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. And I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversations as well. So I'm going to reach for the English proverbs, as it's my wont to do. And wenn Wünsche Pferd waren, würden Bettler reiten. So if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Which is a lovely ending. I might stream next week, so keep an eye out for it. I mean, I am definitely embracing the only streaming when I fancy it. But I can't see it being too far in between. Generally, I do feel like it. Last week, I just wanted to play a game. And that's why I didn't stream, really. But I'll see how I feel on the day, and I will either fire up the stream or I will not. But either way, I hope you have a wonderful time between now and the next stream, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Have lovely weeks or
You didn't
fortnights.
stream right last week.
That's right. No, I didn't fancy it. In all honesty, it was a little bit of
I felt like I didn't come, but thought you did.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't stream at all last week. I had decided fairly close to when I normally stream that actually I just fancied just burning around some cars in Need for Speed Unbound. But
Good to hear you took a break.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I actually feel much better for it as well. And I probably would have given this one a miss if it wasn't for this game and my excitement to share it with you all. And now I've just seen a picture I quite like. But yeah, as I say, I can see it being a fairly common thing, me streaming like fairly often, with just the occasional break here and there, because I don't think I need a great deal of breaks. It's just sometimes I just need a week to recharge a little bit, that's all. I think that will be quite a nice little picture. So yeah, this is Lushfoil, the photography sim. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. So, goodbye all.
Well, see you next week, of whenever you stream again.
You will do, my friend. You take care.
Have a great week.
Thank you, buddy. And you. Alright, goodbye all.
See you soon, dude.
You will do, Rogue. You have a good one. As I said, I'll message you about our next stream and give you plenty of warning as well. I mean, not next stream, our division session. You take care, sir. You have a great time, and I'll speak to you soon. Alright, goodbye all.